There are more than 400,000 NCAA student athletes. NCAA On Campus is their story.
Hi everyone, I'm Stacey Pates and I am excited to join the team here at NCAA On Campus. Our goal every episode to tell you the stories of NCAA student athletes. They number more than 400,000 and each is as different and as interesting as the schools they represent. Today we're going to talk about a couple of guys starring on the basketball court and wearing the colors of two of the most storied programs in NCAA history. One wears the cream and crimson of the Indiana Hoosiers, the other the white and Carolina blue of the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. The schools are 620 miles apart, but the two guys grew up in the same house. They are the brothers Zeller, freshman Cody at IU and senior Tyler at UNC. And they follow in basketball playing footsteps of their older brother Luke, who wore the blue and gold of Notre Dame. It's been a wild ride for their parents, Steve and Lori. A wild ride and a long ride.
We've put 35 to 40,000 miles a year on the car. And we've gone through 3 vans. We're on our 3rd van. Notre Dame is a 5-hour drive. Carolina's a 11-hour drive. It is nice having Cody at Indiana with about an hour and 15-minute drive.
For Cody, being the youngest meant he took his lumps, but he came out of high school ready for college.
My brothers beat up on me a little bit, but I think I benefit from it in the long run. We were always competing back and forth, so I couldn't do much inside when I was growing up. Luke was 6'10" as a freshman, so I kind of had to develop my guard skills so I could compete a little bit, but overall it's helped me in the long run.
I think it's definitely helped Cody that he has older brothers. They've always been larger than him, and he's always had to use some finesse and that kind of thing to try to figure out how to score or how to even get a shot off.
I try to use my quickness inside. I'm not as big as some of the other big guys in the Big Ten, but just try to outwork my opponent. I still got to get stronger, which would help my post-ups, my reboundings, all that stuff. So there's a lot of room for improvement.
I think Cody's he's a great ball handler for a big, and then he can also finish well inside. So, and then his ability to run the court is something that is a great asset to him, and I think he's going to grow tremendously over this year, and we'll see where he ends up after this. I think my game in the post is my biggest strength, and then my ability to run the floor, and hopefully I'm big enough to guard the other big and be able to create problems that way.
He's definitely strong. He runs the floor well. He's got so many post moves inside. Moves that he's not quite comfortable making in games quite yet, but he's got so many tricks in his bag. So he's definitely a skilled player, and I think he's going to have a long career.
The boys beat each other up on their backyard court. Dad joined in the fun and paid the price.
We brought out pads, we brought out anything we could to be able to hit them and foul them, and I could foul, they couldn't. And I played defense all the time, so I could do whatever I wanted as far as fouling them, and we still play that game today. Tyler did give me a bloody nose, Luke gave me a black eye, but all the times that they did that, I was always able to pop back up and say, do it again, do it again. They thought I was nuts.
It was always competitive, whether we were playing 21 or horse or one-on-one, or even if we were having a pizza eating contest or anything we did, we were always competing against one another.
Being 6'11" gave each Zeller a head start toward basketball success, but they all have excelled in another area having nothing to do with height. Their success in the classroom is perhaps even more impressive than what they have achieved on the court. Luke graduated high school with a 4.0 GPA and was his high school's valedictorian. Tyler and Cody each had a GPA of 3.99.
My parents had taught me at a very early age that academics is very important. Even if athletics don't work out, you can always have a degree to work with even after you're done playing.
For me, I take it as a competition. Life's a competition, so I just go in class and see how high I can get. And if I get an A, I feel like I did great in the class. If not, I feel like I could have done better.
I think it started at a very young age. Luke was kind of the pioneer on everything that happened, and he kind of blazed the trail for the other two. And I definitely told them that the younger two better pay attention to what happens to the older one, because if you aren't better than the older one, then you haven't been paying attention.
When Tyler earned academic All-America honors last season, it was a great achievement for the Zellers.
being academic All-American meant a lot. It just says that I did a great job in the classroom as well as on the court. So it meant a lot to me just to be able to say that I'm more diversified than just a basketball player.
Tyler being a academic All-American is just, we're very proud of it. I mean, when we raised our boys, we didn't raise them to be basketball players. We raised them to be good young men, and we wanted them to be able to contribute to society.
Coaches Roy Williams at UNC and Tom Crean at IU appreciate the Zeller's intelligence.
He sees the big picture. You know, so many guys are just trained on their guy and what he's doing, and I think Z sees the big picture. That's the reason he leads our team in charges taken, because he sees what's coming earlier than anybody else.
He can really pick up situations pretty quick. He absorbs what you're trying to get across to him really quick. He can make adjustments inside of the game, which I think is good. And anytime you give him something and he knows that it needs to be applied, he spends that time doing it. But he's very aware on the court.
When Tyler considered going pro after his junior season, his dad asked him, what's the worst thing that could happen to you if you stay in school?
He'd already thought it out. He said, the worst thing can happen to me is I get hurt, I graduate with a North Carolina degree, and I become successful in something other than basketball. I said, okay, you thought it out. It's perfect.
Luke is in the NBA D-League right now, playing in Austin. Tyler and Cody, both playing for ranked NCAA teams. They stay in touch, but talk much more than just basketball.
I watch Luke and Tyler's games whenever I can, and they do the same for me. And you know, we talk quite a bit, not necessarily about basketball, just about everything else. But it's definitely fun just to have them. You know, they're going through a lot of the same things that I'm going through, so it's definitely nice to have them there.
We'll talk about just life, school, girls, whatever it can be. So just something that we enjoy and we have fun with.
The boys have never played against each other, but it could happen in the NCAA tournament, something Tyler and Cody would relish, but the parents dread.
We go home and play all the time, but officially we've never played against each other. It would be great. I would love it. I think we would win. Obviously, again, I'm competitive, so I think we would be able to win, but at the same time, it would be something that's great. It would be very interesting because we both know each other's games so well, but it would be fun.
I'll tell you what Steve said last night. He's like, I won't even go. I was like, you will too. We just, you know, when I signed up for motherhood, I didn't sign up for that. So I really hope that they don't play each other. That'd be tough.
It'd be kind of crazy matching up against Tyler. You know, I think both of us would have each other's scouting reports known pretty well, but you know, I think it'd be a fun game.
What a great family. Good luck to all the Zellers, and though it might kill Mom and Dad, I'd love to see Tyler and Cody meet in this year's NCAA tournament. Before we end this on-campus show, let's take a moment to hear from the president, NCAA President Dr. Mark Emmert. It's time now for Ask Mark.
Hi, Dr. Emmert. I'm Kylie Rosenberry. I'm a senior field hockey player here at Messiah College. My question for you is, what role does the NCAA have in the realignment of conferences?
Hey, Kylie. Well, obviously there's been a lot of concern and interest in conference realignment around Division I this past year and a good bit even the year before that. The fact is that the NCAA has virtually nothing to do with conference membership and conference alignment. So as individual universities and colleges decide which conference they want to be a member of, and the conference itself decides which schools they want to accept as members of the conference, those are really local decisions that the universities themselves make. As president of the NCAA during this past summer and fall, I spent a lot of time talking to a lot of university presidents and athletic directors and conference commissioners about all these issues and trying to encourage them to make sure that they kept student athletes first and foremost on their minds as they made some of these decisions, because some of the considerations that were underway were putting significant strain on students and the distances they had to travel and were potentially going to be problematic for you and your colleagues. So other than providing advice and counsel, we really don't have a role in conferences.
Thank you, Dr. Emmert, and thank you for watching. Log on regularly to NCAA.com for more stories about the men and women who make up the NCAA. Until next time, make the most of your time on campus.